Am I back? Help me out here, guys. Let me know if I'm back. I think I'm back. Yeah, I'm back. Okay. God, I have no idea what happened, but leave it to the guy who's doing a learn how to stream to have a stream go down. Okay. I think it's because Sam was watching a bunch of makeup tutorials on YouTube or something. Okay, so I was answering a question about keyframes. I'm pretty sure that anything above like 2000, you could just set it to 0 and you're probably fine. And I don't entirely know the science behind what that is, but I can say that it's probably a lot like me telling you that I want you to check on me every 5 minutes to make sure I don't fall asleep in the shower. Instead of me telling you, just check on me if you think I need checking on, right? Setting your keyframe to 0 is auto, right? So it's saying just check on me whenever you think I need to be checked on. Giving it a keyframe number is like saying, I want you to check on me at these intervals all the time. And what it's doing is it's basically saying like, okay, it's I don't know. Someone explained it to me as being similar to how buffering works, where it just says like, look, okay, after these intervals, just drop whatever is still being buffered and get us back to now, right? So if after this interval there's crap that hasn't been broadcast yet because it's still encoding, just say, okay, at that interval, I want you to forget it and get us back to now. And just keep doing that. Keep getting us back to now. I'm pretty sure that's how it was explained to me. Again, guys, I'm not trying to sit here and pretend to be an expert, and I'm admitting right now that all of this could be bull. Chuck says it should always be 2 for Twitch. Yes, you can post a link. Did it work? Did it let you test? Did it let you? Oh, you had to get a permit? Interesting. That's weird. What's the app called again? The app was called Twitch. What the heck? I have it on here as Twitch Test. That wasn't the full name, but it was close. Is it recommended to use intervals of 500? Yeah, that's about what I do. I'm just doing my Bruce Lee impersonation. Hey, Morataya Photo came back just in time for my stream to be dead. Oh my god. Alright. Yeah. If you're below a certain bit, you're admitting that you don't think your system is capable of making those automated decisions for you. That you just want to say like, look, I'm just going to enforce these rules. And if my stream can't handle it, even with this like specific enforcement of how to deal with the information that I'm sending out, then yeah, you got a lot bigger problems, right? I mean, anything under 1500 makes me feel like there's a lot of room for improvement, whether it's your hardware, your internet connection, something that you're streaming, your settings. There's a lot of things that we can do if you feel like your stream is not performing to your expectations. But you have to treat it like science, right? Don't try to change 8 variables all at the same time and then try the stream again, right? Because if it works, you don't know what of those 8 things worked. And you also, if it didn't work, you don't know which one of those 8 things you probably did right. And now you're going to go change it again. So use like the scientific method, right? Just only ever change one thing at a time and then retest. Okay, well that didn't produce a result. Let me test that same thing again, but in the other direction. All right, if that didn't produce a result, let me set that back to where it was and then go work on a different thing. Think keyframe means when does it send the whole image instead of just changes to the image? I like that. I like that. That's like saying stream at 30 seconds, 30 frames per second, but then only show every 10th frame or something like that. But then that's just the same as streaming 10 frames per second. Except maybe not, because then the interval would be different. The interval would be spread out. I don't know. It's going to be spread out either way. Yeah, Max, I don't know. Max, I got to say, though, like, I streamed for a while using my MacBook Air, and it was fine. I used OBS Studio, and I streamed at a low quality. You know, I streamed at like 480 because it's not the strongest little laptop in the world, and I was only doing chess, so it's not like I was doing Apex Legends or something where you need really high quality. But anywho, we've been at this now for an hour because it says an hour 12, but I was definitely down for like 8 jillion minutes plus my starting soon screen. Anybody have any other questions? I really hope that I have been helpful and that I didn't say too many things that just are absolutely wrong. But I really want to make sure that I'm totally opening up the floor to anything that you could possibly think of that you want to know. And that you hope maybe I can even demonstrate. Because I can demonstrate stuff if I know it. Usually the video sends not just a series of images, but rather just the changes to the image because most of the pixels will be the same. Right, like for example, the gray here, right? It's likely to stay the same. It kind of is like the file size of GIF files when you export them. You can kind of tell it like, look, I only want like variations within this range of a color to update versus I want only variations within these shades of whatever pink to always just be the same pink. Do you know the difference between doing that bandwidth test versus streaming with the bandwidth test equals true in the stream key? I've heard about that. I've never done it though. So I don't really know what that does. And if you wanna send me like a something that explains what that is, I keep getting told about that. Like just put that in your stream key. But I don't know what results, how you get those results, what those results are. If I saw a report that was then generated from that, I could kind of tell you like, is it valuable or not versus using like a third-party tool like this. But yeah, send me something to look at and I'll take a look at it and I will also put it on my notes for the next show to tell you what I think of what it produces. Bandwidth test equals true. I'm also going to write down getting more specific about what keyframes do and what was the other thing that came up that I was like, I kind of know about it and I kind of don't. What's up, Chuck? Ow. Oh, ow. Not only did I close the cap on my finger, but then when I flipped it, I launched my little guy. What are these called again? These little rubber goblin guys? This one's clear because he's green. I know Twitch mutes copyrighted music. Is it possible to get a license to play certain music on Twitch? See, here's the problem with that. Now, this is totally not a real world scenario, but let's say you were friends with Eminem. And you said, hey Eminem, would you sign this document for me so that I could play Eminem songs during my streams and Twitch won't mute my VOD? And he'll say, sure. And he'll sign the little contract, and then you somehow, I don't know how, contact someone at Twitch, send them this letter, this contract that Eminem signed that said, Chuck Moulton is allowed to stream my songs on his channel and not have them muted. The problem is that the software that they use is just a one sweep. It just says mute everything, and if we know that it's copywritten music, mute it. They're not going to be able to go and say, oh, on Chuck's channel, however, don't mute any of these songs by Eminem. They won't. there are business licenses from places like Spotify. So let's say you're a restaurant and you want to play that music at your restaurant. There's a service for that for businesses at Spotify, and you can call them and you can say, hey, I'm a business and I'd like to be able to stream whatever. Here are the hours that I'm open and closed, and then you pay them and they give you a license. But I just don't think that the level of specificity or individual attention for Twitch is there. Like, they have so many millions of streamers. They probably didn't even build any infrastructure to say, don't do it, only these titles on these channels. Now, Twitch could probably disable it altogether for a whole channel where they never mute anything in your VOD, regardless of whether it's copywritten or not. They just flip the whole switch off for that channel. And I'm sure they would. For example, their own channels, right? Twitch Presents, Twitch Rivals, any other, like, you know, let's say Honda had their own Twitch channel. And Honda was like, we want to be able to play music because we already signed those contracts with those big artists to play, you know, Katy Perry during our Honda commercials. Then they probably have the ability to turn off muting for that channel. But I don't think they can mute individual stuff. So pretty much you're just stuck with any royalty-free playlists that you can find. Pretzel Rocks is a common one people talk about. Joe Bruin says, don't coffee shops or other stores pay a fee to play copyrighted music? Yes. Wouldn't you have to pay the same fee? Yes, but Twitch has their own terms of service. Twitch might not even care that you have an agreement with an artist because they're not a part of that agreement. And without getting into a ton of like legal BS, the fact is that Twitch could get sued for music you chose to play on your streams. They can. It might seem like they can't because you're the streamer and you made the decision, but it's their site. It's hosted on their website, right? It's the same way that like Pirate Bay is illegal, right? The website gets shut down because other people upload movies and programs and all kinds of crap, right? But rather than track you down and put you in jail, they're just going to get the people who hosted it on the web and put them in jail. Because it's easier. It's easier to pursue them legally than it is to find all the different users, figure out what their hacked username was, and blah, 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 IP address, yada, yada. Question, what video editing service do you use? I use Adobe Premiere. Now, I have the great fortune of having an Adobe license through my job. So I didn't have to pay for the Adobe suite, Premiere, Photoshop, After Effects, blah, 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 blah. But that's the one I use. I've used it ever since I tried editing video, and it's pretty good. There's also some open source video programs out there. I used one of them at some point before I had Adobe. I can't remember what it's called. It was okay, but it crashed a lot. So like I'd be halfway through a project and then it would crash and close. And then when you reopen it, your project is gone and you just wasted like 5 hours. But I guess that's what you get with free programs. So you have to be wary of that stuff. All right, last question. I will take one more question about streaming or graphic design or anything, and then I will say adieu. I used the Sony Vegas for a long time. I have heard of Sony Vegas. Sony Vegas is, I've never used it. Wait, maybe I used it once for like applying a specific effect. I did. I was making a video and I wanted to lay a filter over the whole video that made it look like it was an old tube television set with like barely any colors and like very big bars of colors and stuff to make it look like it was from the 80s color TV. And Vegas ended up just having the easiest way to do that. Did I mow the rocks? I haven't. And Sam keeps coming home and telling me every day, like, when are you going to mow the rocks? I keep telling you to mow the rocks. And I'm like, I know. I'm going to do it, okay? I'm tired. Okay, so I'm going to do a really quick recap on the 3 things that we learned today, okay? Like stupid fast. You ready? Here we go. To have better text. Let me get rid of this crap real quick. Why is that there? To have better quality text, just make sure that when you make the text source, you pick a big font number. I'll go like 200. And then do it. And then it's big and nice and clean. If you do it at 36 and then you stretch it, this first line of what's up is what you get. Okay? There's number 1. Number 2, with your webcam, try using custom resolution instead of default. And then set your resolution to the quality that the camera said on the box that it is. 720, 30 frames per second if that's what you're streaming at. And I'm willing to bet that you'll get a sharper image. The third one was color key. I'm going to disable the color key on this thing, or I'll just get rid of it, and I'll demonstrate real fast. If you want to key out a specific color on a thing, go to filters. I'm going to get rid of it. I'll just add a new one. Add color key. Click OK. Its name's already in use. Fine. Click custom color. Click select color. And then use pick screen color. Click that button. Target that color that you want gone. Click it. Click OK. And then slide these both similar and smooth this down to 1. And if you want to blend out more colors out from that color that you chose, then just keep increasing the similarity and it will take away more and more stuff. And that's it. Those are the quick things. Can you also go over the questions you wrote down so I can see if I want to add more? Absolutely. So here's what I wrote down for next show. Why don't the cam settings stay after I restart my computer? So for example, I set it to not autofocus, to not auto expose. I set a specific color temperature that I wanted. And it was great for my stream. And then the next day when I turned my computer on stream again, it all went back to automatic crap. And I don't like that. All right, well, I'm going to research that question, and I'm going to get very specific answers for the next show. A little bit more information on testing my speed and using the Twitch Tester app. I will get a little bit more deep down into that stuff, and then we can talk a little bit more specifically about what your settings should be based on what your upload speed is for your internet and other maybe specifications of your computer. Bandwidth test equals true on the end of your stream key. I'm going to research that so that I understand what kind of information that's going to output and what you're going to see so that I can then kind of help you understand what it's saying. And then a little bit more detail about what keyframes exactly are. So maybe I could do like a whole 10-minute segment on what keyframes even are and what they mean and how to use the right one. Can you add why events browser source is changing for me between streams? I'm even locking in, it still changes. Okay, cool. So yes. And now you're saying that sometimes you can see the bounding box, it has a shape, but there's like no data in it at all? Event list, right? Is that what you said? Was the one that was one of the examples you gave? See the box lines, but it's not a box. It's like one line. Like just it ends up being just a little red dot. I wonder if there's a way you could send me screenshots of what when this happens. Like it has width but no height. Ah, interesting. You see 3 dots, but it's just like super skinny and it's just like, meh. Gotcha. Okay, cool. That actually is super good information. So basically what you're seeing is that, right? And Perpetual Stalemate, this actually, I do have a YouTube series. If you look in the chat, there's a link, and you can click that link, and there's a playlist of how to stream videos that I've created over the last year or so. I'm actually planning on exporting this as a VOD. Well, it's gonna be made a VOD, but then I'll also put it on YouTube. But if you go to that playlist, you'll find specific topics covered, right? Rather than just a random stream of consciousness kind of thing. There are specific topics I prepared to create videos for. And some of them need to be updated because OBS Studio had a big update. The Streamlabs website had a big update. MooBot had a big update. Some of the inner dashboard, the places that you look in your Twitch dashboard for things have updated. So a lot of those videos are going to get remade, but the principles are still the same. Often it's just a lot of like, where do you find those things now? Because the video that I'm looking at on YouTube doesn't match what the program looks like today. All right. If you have Snapchat, I can snap it to you. I don't, but I have Twitter. You could tweet it to me at Arn Hawaii. Everybody in Twitch, all streamers use Twitter, and chess people use Twitter. Well, you got to get with the program, Joe Bruin. If you're a streamer, you got to be on Twitter tweeting that you're about to stream in 20 minutes or whatever. People got to see, oh, you tweeted you're streaming? Boom, I'm going to click the link. I'm going to be there when it starts. You got to do it. Got to do it. I know. I didn't want to twit. I didn't want to be a twit. But that's what your mama gave me. I do have a Discord, but I barely ever use it. Clearly trying to slide into my DMs. Honestly, worst case, you could email me, arin@chess.com. Fast print screening. Oh, yes, you can. If you use Firefox, too, there's like a 3-dot thing up here, and you can create a screenshot and then share a URL. Let me show you, actually. Bet you I could show you. Come on, Firefox. Show me what you're working with. Also, guys, while I'm demonstrating this, please do me a favor. Look around. Find somebody that you think is streaming right now that deserves a raid, and let's raid them. All right, so this is the last thing of the day. If you have Firefox, you can click these 3 little dots up here, and then click take a screenshot. And then not only can you just hover over elements and then click if that's the only element you want, but you can also just click and drag anywhere and say, I want to screenshot that. And then you could click save to cloud, and that'll give you a URL. And then you could just share that URL with anyone. Like I'll do that right now. Click save. You give it a few moments. And then when it's done, it says the link has been copied to your clipboard. So then I can just go paste it. And then anyone can see the screenshot that you just made. Let's see, we got Chess Coach Net, King's Bishop, Mr. Big Business. You know what? I kind of like the sound of 1 or 2 of those guys. You're with BJH, Ray to Arn. Oh my god, you guys are ridiculous. Alright, let's see. Who should we go to? Yeah, King's Bishop with 22. Oh yeah, I'm so down. Let's raid King's Bishop, you guys. King's Bishop is awesome. Alright, do me a favor, guys. Stay with me for the raid. It's a bit chop, which is weird. Bis chop. When you get in there, clap your hands, stomp your feet, use those emotes to the beat. Beep, bop, boop, 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 boop. Just let them know you're excited to be in there and to say hi, and I'll catch you guys on the flippy-do. Thanks for watching.
I was giving it a look, and I'll have to come back here. This is not good, coach. This is not